This is a $200 mini PC I built, and so far, it's been an amazing emulation machine. PS1, PS2, even some PS3. But today, I want to push it further. What if I turn this thing into a PS4 gaming machine? Yeah, that sounds crazy. Because the PlayStation 4 isn't just a console, it's been one of Sony's biggest successes for over a decade. So the real question is, can a tiny $200 PC even get close? And how far can I actually take this? Let's find out. This is a super compact mini PC, but it packs some serious performance. If you watched my previous video, you'll know I picked it up for a pretty great deal, just $200. Now, as we all know, Sony's PS4 has been one of the most successful consoles ever. It launched back in 2013, and even today, it's still incredibly popular. And the reasons are pretty simple. The price of the PS5 and even new PC hardware has gone crazy lately. So the question is, can this budget mini PC actually replace a PS4? This is the Lenovo ThinkStation P320 Tiny. And don't let the size fool you. It may look tiny, but inside it's packing some solid hardware. We've got an Intel Core i7-6700, 16 gigabytes RAM running in dual channel, a 512GB M2 NVMe SSD, and a GT 1032GB GDDR5. Alright, now to actually run PS4 games on a PC, we're going to need an emulator, and a key part of this experiment is a piece of software called Shad PS4. On a PC, you can install and run pretty much anything you want. But the PlayStation 4 works very differently. It uses Sony's own custom hardware and operating system, and that's exactly why. Bringing PS4 games over to PC is extremely difficult. Luckily, I found a solution, Shad PS4. First, we need to download the emulator. Just go to the official Shad PS4 website and grab the Windows version. Next, download Visual C++ 64-bit. If you already have it installed, you can skip this step. Once everything is ready, start by installing Visual C++. Done? Alright, now for Shad PS4. Extract the files, then launch the emulator. A small window pops up. Here, we need to set the directory where the emulator will store games and DLC. Create two folders, one for games and one for DLC. Go back to Shad PS4, select those two folders, hit OK, and that's it. This is the main interface of Shad PS4. Pretty simple, right? But to actually run games, there are still a few important steps left. First, we need to select the correct version, Open Version Manager. Here, choose Pre-Release Nightly. Wait for it to finish downloading, and that's it. You can close the window. Next, we'll need a tool called PKG Extractor to unpack game files so the emulator can read them. Place it inside the same folder as Shad-PS4. Right-click arrow extract files. Now open the extracted folder. We need to set up the directories for game and DLC installation. To do that, right-click on install.pkg and open it with Notepad. You'll see two lines, one for the game directory and one for DLC. Go back to the emulator, top left corner arrow, settings arrow, game install, directory. This window will show your folders again. Copy the path to your game folder. Go back to Notepad and paste it inside the quotation marks on the first line. Make sure you replace only what's inside the quotes. Now do the same for the DLC folder. Copy the path and paste it into the second line, inside the quotes. Don't forget to save the file. Alright, next, and this is important, you'll need PS4 PKG game files. You can find them online, but be careful. There are risks with untrusted sources. I've already prepared a few games here. Now we extract them into a format the emulator can recognize. It's simple, just drag and drop the PKG file into the install.pkg folder. Wait for the process to finish. If you have DLC files, do the same thing, just drag and drop. Once installation is done, close the emulator and reopen it. And just like that, your games will show up right here. Now let's move on to game-specific settings. In the game list, right-click on a title and select Game-Specific Settings. A new window will pop up. There are two important things I want to highlight here. First, in the Graphics tab, look for Graphic Device. Make sure you select your main GPU here, especially if your system also has integrated graphics. Next, go to the Experimental tab. Enable Shader Cache. This helps the emulator compile shaders in advance, which can make gameplay much smoother. But keep in mind, not every game supports this properly. So if something breaks or feels unstable, just come back here and turn it off. Hit save, and that's done. Next up, patches. This part is also very important. Right-click the game again, choose Cheat/Patches. In the new window, go to the Patches tab. Make sure it's set to Shad-PS4. Click Download Patches, hit OK. If the game supports custom patches, they'll show up here as options. Just select what you need and press Save. For controls, you can use a controller or mouse and keyboard, totally up to you. Setup is simple. You can customize everything right in the input settings. And that's basically it. Running PS4 games on PC through emulation sounds crazy, but it's actually possible. The setup isn't too hard, but going into full detail would take a lot of time, so I'll keep it simple here. If you want to go deeper, there are plenty of detailed guides on YouTube. Alright, now let's get to the main part, playing PS4 games on PC. Everything's ready, just double click and launch. First up, The Dragoness, a relatively lightweight title, and Shad PS4 handles it without any trouble. The controller is detected instantly, everything just works. Next, Dead Cells. Another game with fairly light graphics, but heavier on effects. Overall, it still runs smoothly. There are a few minor stutters here and there, but nothing too serious. The experience is still very enjoyable. Now moving on to Hollow Knight, Silk Song. The game is still playable still. But stuttering becomes more noticeable, especially during combat with lots of fast effects. At this point, it's pretty clear. From a technical standpoint, Shad PS4 can bring PS4 games to PC. But the experience isn't as smooth as native PC gaming, most likely because the system is handling both Windows and the emulator at the same time, so some performance is lost along the way. So let's push things further. Next up, Tomb Raider, and it won't launch. Black screen, then it just crashes. I tried again, same result. So yeah, looks like the emulator hits a wall here. From what I've seen, Shad PS4 is still an open source project in active development, which means not every PS4 game is going to run properly, at least for now. Now let's go back to Tomb Raider. But this time running directly on Windows on this mini PC. And yeah, no surprise here. With an i7-6700 and a GT 1030, this setup handles the game just fine. Smooth gameplay, solid experience, no major issues at all. And that tells us something very clearly. The problem isn't the hardware, it's the emulator, specifically Shad PS4. This is the current limitation of Shad PS4. It's not just about the PC being not powerful enough, it's also because the emulator itself is still in a very early stage of development and not fully optimized yet. As for this mini PC, honestly, getting this far is already impressive. But to fully replace a PS4, yeah, not yet. Compared to a real PS4, where everything is perfectly optimized between hardware and software, running games through Shad, PS4 on Windows still comes with a lot of limitations. Unstable performance, constant shader compilation, and most importantly, not every game even works. Meanwhile, a real PS4, you just turn it on and play. But here's the interesting part. I'm doing all of this on a $200 mini PC, a system that's honestly pretty modest. i7-6700, 16 gigabytes RAM, and a GT 1030. And even though it clearly can't replace a PS4, the fact that it can boot games, get into gameplay, and even run some lighter titles, that alone is already pretty impressive. So to sum it up, right now, Shad PS4 still has a long way to go before it can truly replace a PS4. But with how fast it's improving, each new update brings better stability and wider game support, even for heavier titles. And if that keeps going, Old PCs like this might become way more powerful than we expect. So, would you try messing around with a PS4 emulator like this? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next experiment.